Welcome back to Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups, the Oval Office of Gulf Coast Talk Radio.
Yeah, we are back, and glad that you're back, and glad that you hung around. Mike Shoesmith is back in the office. Mike, good to have you with us. So, Mike, talk to us. On the Drudge Report, there's this amazing article that kind of hints towards climate change, but I'm going to let you unwrap it and unpack it.
Well, it does look like Matt Drudge over the Drudge Report. It looks like he is another victim in the climate change hoax here, because he's got an article. He's got a link to an article on the Drudge Report, and the link says, "Britain so hot, truck melts into road." Britain so hot, truck melts into road, Carl. How hot does the road have to be?
How for a truck to melt into the road? I know. I saw that headline.
Into the road.
I know. I saw that headline.
Yeah. So I thought to myself, wow, how hot does it have to be for the truck to melt into the road? So I click on the article link, and you won't believe how hot it was in the UK that day, Carl. It was 22 degrees Celsius. 22 degrees Celsius.
Which is?
32. Let me correct myself, 32. That's not even 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a cool day in the spring where you live there,
Oh, my
right?
gosh. Oh, yeah. It was today the heat index was over 100 degrees here. And I think the heat was like 93, 94, but the index was over 100.
I have been in 140-degree heat, Carl, and trucks were not melting into the asphalt. Asphalt does not melt at 90 degrees. So I'm looking over this story here, and the headline, it's actually on the Sun, and the headline at the Sun is, UK weather, scorching Britain is so hot, entire lorries. A lorry is a truck, like a transport truck.
Yeah.
Entire transport trucks are melting into the road.
Yeah.
Amid 32-degree heat, which is only 90 degrees.
Well, 89.
Right?
Let's just say 89. That sounds even better, yeah.
Right. So it's not barely hot enough to give you a tan, but it's melting the asphalt in Great Britain. And entire trucks are melting into the road.
Yes,
right?
That's what it says.
So I'm scrolling down through this article, and there's this garbage truck, and it's sitting in a hole in the asphalt. So I'm scrolling down, and there's a close-up of this hole.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
And what it is, Carl, it's a sinkhole underneath the asphalt.
Yeah.
And there's a giant gaping area underneath the road, and it's you know what, that truck would have fallen into that sinkhole if it was 32 degrees below zero, probably.
Yeah.
And they're making, you know what, we talked before the break, we talked about the messaging, right? It's all about the messaging, and this is what this is all about. It's all about the messaging. When people see headlines like UK weather, scorching Britain is so hot, entire trucks are melting into the road, and people read that and they go, oh my gosh, what? The world is on fire.
No, and that's what the picture looks like until you keep scrolling down. And listen, under the picture, Mike, and I know you've got it right there in front of you, but this is amazing. So that they got the truck out of the hole. As it turns out, the truck itself is not melting at all. Nothing on the truck is melting. And when you first look at the top picture, it looks like the tires are literally melted into the road. But then when you look down, no, it's in a hole, okay, in the asphalt. Right? So now they pulled the truck out of the hole. And I guess they're embarrassed because underneath the picture it says, although the heat melted the tarmac, officials are still investigating what caused the hole. It says we don't know what caused this huge, quote, huge hole to open up. I live in Florida. I can tell you what it is. It's a sinkhole. Okay? It's a sinkhole, and it says, although the heat melted the tarmac, I've got news for them. 89-degree Fahrenheit weather does not melt asphalt on a road. It just does not do it. This report is junk science. This got to be the same people that bring us evolution every day.
And it may be the same messaging team that is talking about the NHS anniversary. You know how the NHS is the best thing that's ever happened on the planet.
Yeah,
it's the best thing in the world, right? The socialized medicine is the best thing in the world, and that is the messaging, and they control the messaging. Now, UK weather, scorching Britain is so hot, entire transport trucks are melting into the road, and then somewhere in the article they admit, there is a giant hole under the asphalt.
Yeah.
And the asphalt itself is only 6 inches deep. So if it was 32 degrees below zero, it probably would have fallen into this hole anyway.
Yeah. Well, see, if you keep scrolling down, then they do this pictorial. I don't know what you want to call it, but there's a picture of people on the beach, and it says thousands hit Bournemouth Beach on a scorching start to the weekend. So it's so hot that trucks are melting into the road, but people still find time to go to the beach. How did they get there in their cars? How come their cars didn't melt into the road? Then the caption says thousands. Mike, I'm looking at it. I promise you, I only see hundreds. I promise you, there are no thousands of people in this picture. There's no thousands of people. Maybe 300 or 400. Okay. All right.
Well, be happy they didn't say millions.
I know, millions. And then no, that's Democrats. And then underneath it says festival goers. Here's some people walking. Enjoy the hot weather at Wireless Festival in Finsbury Park. Wait a minute. If it's so hot that trucks are melting into the road, how can anybody enjoy that? Then it shows people at an ice cream truck. Oh, they're getting ice cream. It proved a big hit at the Wireless Festival, because it's so hot. Then they show pictures of the Dovestone Reservoir in Saddleworth in Manchester, and it's got the beautiful rocks alongside the river, and it says, cracking up, it says. The rocks are cracking up this afternoon. No, those rocks have been there since God created them. This is unbelievable, Mike. It's unbelievable.
Well, and of course, there's the gratuitous half-naked women in bikinis.
Oh, yeah.
It is
I didn't see those,
shame
brother.
On the Drudge report. I took a screenshot of that just in case Drudge takes that down in embarrassment, and he should be embarrassed.
We got to get out of here, Mike. Let me talk to you offline. God bless you, folks. Hang in there. Top of the second hour coming up. Shad Olson. Shad Olson Show. We'll be right back.
American Survival Wholesale is proud to sponsor this ministry and their efforts to shed light on the issues that face our nation. As a veteran and Christian-owned and operated company, we support the freedom to express these Christian principles. We all understand the importance of being prepared. After witnessing the devastation of Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and the wildfires that affected so many, please support this ministry by clicking on the link below and check out the amazing alt media package for our listeners. Plus, if you use the promo code PNN Radio, that's PNN Radio, you will receive free shipping, a savings of up to $200. Just click on the link below, but please do it today. Your support means so much to this channel.
The Satanists wanted to install their own tribute, a pagan idol, on the Capitol grounds, right next to the Ten Commandments.
Billions around the planet are witnessing a world in the grasp of sadistic spiritual darkness. This unholy alliance has infected our governments, our religious institutions, and our societies. The world appears to be unraveling. But can the evil behind these dark supernatural forces be defeated? Is everything playing out just as the Bible predicted it will in the final days? At last, you can know the answers to mankind's most urgent questions and learn your destiny among today's events in the new, unprecedented work taking the prophecy world by storm. Gods and Thrones, Nakash, Forgotten Prophecy, and the Return of the Elohim by best-selling author, former decorated law enforcement officer, and senior pastor Carl Gallups. This changes everything. Available now wherever fine books are sold.